I've missed my tent. Goodbye to a cute little campsite and a nice, quiet, friendly group of hikers that all left before me. So I am 99.9% positive I'm the last person out of camp. I just really took my time, but I might be on the trail 10 or 15 minutes earlier than yesterday. I'm not the last person out of camp. So the next water source that I want to go to is 16 miles from camp. I have 2 liters, and that's one less liter than I'd like to be carrying, but I did drink a liter in camp before I left without really exerting myself, so that's not really how it works, but I'm gonna try to push it that way. In 7 miles, I could walk a mile off the trail, but I'm not interested in walking the 0.9 uphill back, adding 2 miles to the day, so. I am getting a little bit of time as the sun rises to walk some miles in the shade. So after about an hour and 20 minutes or so, I've gone 3.8 miles, 12 miles to go until the next water source. And I've started slipping on my first of 2 liters. So now the ratio is a little bit more in my favor. I'd rather have 1 for every 5 miles. I have a little less than 1 for every 6, but close enough to 1 for every 6 that as long as the temperature doesn't get scorch earth, I should be fine. 6 hours is the time to beat. I should be there between 1 and 2. You can never say you've seen everything. But somewhere out in the middle of nowhere in Southern California, 12 feet off the PCT. So in 2 miles, about an hour, I'll be at mile 600, and in about 5 miles, 2.5 hours, I'll be at the water source. Trail was a little obstacle course of blowdowns right there for at least a quarter mile. 1, 2, 203, 349, 404, 501, 599, 600. Well, this water source was a nice little stop. Not only was it only 0.1 off the trail, it was flowing better than the one yesterday. A lot of the same characters that were at that water source were here. Some people that were at camp last night and the water source yesterday have already pushed on. They left camp earlier. They had bigger days planned. But there's a couple more water sources. I'm only carrying a liter. And there's plenty of tent sites to choose from, so I'm either gonna go 4 or 6 more miles. So this is the second one I noticed, and I thought about it, and maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't seen any, or not too many, PCT tags, whatever you want to call them. I haven't seen them on trees. I've seen them on posts and other places, but I haven't really seen them on trees. I like this a lot. It reminds me of San Jacinto Wilderness. I'm like an hour and 15 minutes away from my preferred camp. That would make it like a 24-mile day or something. I don't know. 1 mile away from another good campsite, which would make it like a 20-mile day, 22-mile day. I really can't remember the distances, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be at the tent site in a mile. And that's fine. I was thinking about going there, but I'd like to just go. I took a long break this afternoon at the water source, so I'd just like to go until 7, get a couple extra miles, and set up my tent and eat dinner. So I'm just getting some water. I realized as I walked through that last tent site, only one person stopped there. And there was a good amount of people at the water source and a good amount of people I saw yesterday that I never saw. So I'm starting to think I've walked by 50, maybe 75 empty tent sites. And everybody might be going to the same one I'm going to. And there's supposed to be plenty of tent sites there, but it's a mile away, and I'm just going to keep my eye open for the first flat spot that I see that I can't pass up, because I'd hate to get there at 7 and have to compromise and not have a great spot, or be next to someone who snores or whatever. Everyone who I'm hiking around is either quiet or really nice, so I wouldn't mind the company, but I don't want to get the worst spot in camp. I'd rather just get a spot that I'm happy with, and it's a mile, so. This video isn't sponsored by Canuck, but it could be.